all that you're seeing right now is free motion quilting. And if you look at this and you think, oh my gosh, I cannot do it for the life of me, you're in the right video, because today I'm going to show you exactly the steps you need to take to make a free motion quilting without computerized quilting, without stencil, without tracing the design to any machine, sit down, domestic, or your long arm machine. These steps are good for any quilter and any machine. And I'm going to show you exactly the right way to master any free motion quilting design. So let's get started, because we have a long way today to go. Well, the first thing you need to understand is that sometimes when you look at design, you just, let me put it for you again. When you look at design like this one, for example, you see it and you think, oh gosh, this is so complicated, how I'm going to do. And sometimes, usually what people think they should do is try to copy what they're seeing, as if it was just an aesthetic result, as if this was just one layer of things you need to do and understand in order to copy that design. And that is one giant big lie about free motion quilting. Free motion quilting is about how you move your body, how you build your skills muscularly speaking, and then that creates the aesthetic. That is the result is the aesthetic, but you don't learn how to do a free motion quilting design by the aesthetic layer. This is just the result. The same way that if you want to bake a cake and you don't know the steps or the ingredients, you absolutely cannot look at the cake and say, I'm going to copy that. But is it all-purpose flour? Is it not? What kind of sugar? What are the proportions? Is that oil? It is not. So it is the same thing. What you're seeing from motion quilting is the result, just like a baked cake. Very delicious one. But you need to know the steps to make the cake, and you need to know the steps to make that design. And I'm going to show you right now what are those steps. So let's start here by understanding that to achieve such a design, we're going to have some progression that we need to master in order to do it. So we have a loopy based design. So the absolutely first thing is to understand, to master the loop movement. That is this little friend here. You need to learn how to make it consistently, beautifully. So I'm going to do it again because I need some space to put the number here so you understand. And this may seem very silly and you say, well, I already know how to do loops. That's great. You're going to see a lot more steps in it, so just stay with me. So the loops. Great. Now you can see properly. And this is the first thing you need to do. So you need to master the loops in this consistent way, same scale, same size, same pretty much everything. Then you need to move on to change the scale. So you have one bigger, one smaller, bigger, smaller, and so on. And this is the second step you need to master. And I need you to pay attention that what I'm showing you here, those steps I'm showing you, I'm just putting the face and the name of those steps you need to master in order to achieve those designs. But of course, that just drawing it like I'm doing right now so you can see what I'm talking about is not how you're going to master those skills, because this is not designs. This is the one part of the, let's say, problem with free motion quilting, is that because we create aesthetic things, sometimes people think that this is just it. But when you see me doing this, understand that when I say different scales, this is a skill. You need to know how to move your body independent on the machine you're using so you can produce that. This is, we can think that free motion quilting are just like a gymnastics thing. You cannot make a mortal if you don't know the steps and if you don't have control of your body to do it. You're probably just going to hit your neck on the ground and who knows. Backflip. So let me just correct the name of the movement of the gymnastics. So if you try to make a backflip without knowing how to, without having control of your body, how it needs to move in order to do it, it's going to be ugly, right? Yes, it is. That's why I never try it. I have absolutely no skills to do it. And free motion quilting is the same thing. It is not putting your life in danger like a backflip, and that's really good, but it is the same thing. What you're seeing here is the result of knowing how to move your body in order to do those designs. Okay, then the third step we need to do is one loop up, one down, one up, one down. And this is the third step we need. Then we're going to have this is very important. I need to talk to you about this the third skill, that we have mirroring, we have changing positions, we have something very new, let's say, to this skills, because for this this is the loop I have, and those are the legs of my loop, and those legs are really small because they just do that, look like a mustache right now. But this one, I make one and then I have a really big leg, move in direction so big so I can make the next one. So this is another skill I need to have to beautifully accomplish that on any machine. And then the fourth step is going one down and one up and one down. But now you can see that the position is so different than the third one. I still have one big leg here, but now I am playing with the placement of these loops and the direction. The loop itself, one is looking up and the other one's looking down. The direction itself is pretty much the same, but the way I place those loops are so different that this is absolutely a different way to move your body to produce that design. Okay, so those are the first 4 steps. I'm going to grab another orbital board here because I want you to see the whole thing. So I'm just going to make this. I don't want to take my thread away because they're making some colorful thing here. So I'm just going to be like this so you can move on. So our 5th step is going to be one loop up, a bigger one, then one down, big as well. And now one small up, one small down, and then repeat. And this is going to give you the direction, the scale, the placement. There's a lot of skills in order to make that consistent enough so you have the bigger loops. They are somewhat the same size. They are reaching the same limits here, and the smaller loops as well. They're reaching this central part. I'm going to show you what is not a consistent look for this. It'll be something like this. You know, it's hard to pretend things are going wrong. So this one is much more fluffy, you know, here is wider than this one. This height here are not matching. So this is not consistent, and this is. So this is a skill as well. And then after you master all of those skills, you can happily do your very first and beautiful and easy to do fleur-de-lis design. And this will be your 6th step into this. So we like to think that as a staircase on which I have the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And just like any staircase, if for some reason I see the 6th step, but I still don't have the skills to walk through all the 5 steps before it, and I try to jump from here to here, wow, this is so big, this is so hard. So this is probably not going to be easy. I don't mean that people cannot sometimes, for some designs, kind of succeed doing that, jumping those steps. But by jumping steps, those people are making their free motion quilting journey harder, taking more time to learn, more effort, more frustration, and probably a lot of unpicking. So if you follow the steps, you eliminate all of that. And this is just one of those staircases with those progression on skills you need to have in order to accomplish designs like this. We're going to make this this design with loops that are on the cone of the thread is up on the red fabric, and I'm going to get you there. So this progression is what Orbital Free Motion Quilting Domination is all about, because you need to be able to reach that very last step, but you can only do it with actually autonomy if you follow the correct steps. If you jump steps, you're going to make your life much harder. And we are not advocates of making things harder, especially free motion quilting, because free motion quilting have a bad reputation. We're trying to eliminate that. Help us doing that by telling us what you're thinking about this video, and if you're liking it, share it with your friends so they can see that free motion quilting is a skill they absolutely can approach and master with, I would say, dignity and happiness. Yes, great. So this is one of the staircases to do the fleur-de-lis. The fleur-de-lis is a design you probably saw a lot on our channel, and we have made it in a handful of variations because we really like them. And we have a lot of people saying, oh, the fleur-de-lis is something I struggle doing. I don't know where to go, how to do it. So now you have that. And then we're going to continue because we have more steps. And you have all those skill sets that we just put it here. So now you're ready to move on from the fleur-de-lis. No, I cannot make that with my body like, whoa, you know, falling, because then everything is going to be crazy here. Okay, so you have fleur-de-lis. Let's say this is the 0 thing, because you achieve fleur-de-lis with the first skill set. Now you can and you should move forward with this, adding things to create variations for this fleur-de-lis. So the first thing you can do is a single simple loop here on the side of it. So this would be your first step. Then what you can add is this big one and then this fleur-de-lis on the top. This is great for corners and shapes. This is really amazing because it can fill the shape. It's truly beautiful. Okay, I'm going to need the second orbital board again so you can see some other things you can achieve with fleur-de-lis. What you can do with it is, I'm going to put it here. Okay, so we have more space with one single board here, and I can show it to you easier. Oh, you know what? I'm going to let go of the amazing threads. Okay, perfect. So now we're ready to go. What I'm going to do now is the wishbone with the fleur-de-lis, and then I need to go down, up, down, fleur-de-lis, down, up, down, fleur-de-lis. Oh, still on the screen. Perfect. So this is going to be your third step. This is so beautiful. And then we have some amazing things that you can do when you're going to create things for triangles, for example. So one triangle, I'm going to draw it here, and another one here. And now we're going to tackle designs that you saw on this beautiful, amazing quilt. We have some more here, some of them there. Perfect. We're going to start understanding how we achieve those designs. So the first one is going to be like this. I am here and I'm going to make one giant leg loop like this. And now I'm going to cross that and add a fleur-de-lis on the tip and then cross it again. So here's one of the designs that you just made for custom a triangle on your very, very beautiful quilt. Oh, you can do this. No, but that's not good. All right, moving on. And now the second design that we have, this triangle is not good. I want it to be better, truly triangle, like both sides the same size. Well, kind of. Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to make one loop to the side and then one loop to the hypotenuse, then one bigger loop to the corner. Now from here, I'm going to make one little loop here, and now I'm going to reverse that. So this is a beautiful skill because we're going to reverse the movements we already did. So one big loop here, then what you need to do now, go down, now go to the sides and come back. So with this, you can see that all you need to do is have the skills, the first set skills that I already showed you. This is 4, and this is 5, perfect. And these designs, let me show you again, we have them in this quilt. Both of them are here. Perfect, they are here. And that's not all, okay? This is the steps to achieve those designs, but we have the third skill set that's going to allow us to make even more complex looking designs. So this is truly remarkable because you can understand now that free motion quilting designs are not just aesthetic. They are a progression in order for you to make them with fluidity, like smoothly. If you don't have the skills, you may copy the position. The loop itself is a beginner movement, so many quilters know how to do them. And then they can see a design and they can copy the position, they can try to copy the scale. But if you don't have the skills on your body to actually know how you need to move, and of course, skills like verbalization and understand the designs and a lot of things like that, if you don't have all of this, you will have a really hard time to try to make this kind of design smooth. If you want a smooth look, something that you quilt and it seems effortless, because it has to be effortless, and it is if you follow this step. So this I'm showing you is actually two of the methods that we have inside Orbital FMQ Quilting Domination, and is let's say somewhat half of the program, or a little bit more than that, but something like that. And then what we have with this progression, this staircase, these skill sets that we're going to build, we go from the zero, just the loop you saw, and we pass through everything you're seeing in this video and much more. I'm going to tell you a little bit later, but now I want you to see the third skill set you need to do in order to make this design here that you're seeing right now, the loopy design that you're seeing right now. Okay, so let's go. Perfect. So here we are to build another skill set. So what we're going to do is one little loop, one bigger, little bigger, little bigger, little bigger. Great. And this is going to give us not just the scale and the echo, but also this bigger movement here around the first loop, and this is super important. Then what we have is going to be one small loop going up and then one bigger going down, just like wishbone, but now we're going to make different sizes of loops here. And now, wow, I lost myself when I was talking. Let's do it again so you can actually see. Small, bigger, small, bigger, small, bigger. Great. Now what we're going to do is come back doing the small, small, bigger, small, bigger, small, bigger. And this is going to be the second skill we're going to build here for the next step. Now we're going to make a variation that is going to look similar to this one, but the way to make it is so different, and you're going to understand now. I think this is a very good example that really shows us that free motion quilting is not about aesthetic. You have the aesthetic as a result, and we produce aesthetical, beautiful things, but we need to think about skills. We need to think about how our body moves. So, great. Now what I'm going to do is one small, one bigger, and then bigger, small, small, bigger, bigger, small, small, bigger, bigger, small, and so on. So this is the third one. Of course, this one I made closer to each other, but if I made them apart like this one, you can see that the aesthetic is really similar. I'm not saying it's the same, just similar. It reminds one of the other. They have similar looks, but now you know they're different. They're different in so many levels, so many ways. And we have these 3 amazing skill sets. Now, the 3 steps of our skill set. But now we're going to move on. Yeah. So what we're going to do is the bowling pin. The bowling pin is 1 loop, but before I come back, I make another loop on top of it. Of course, those explanations are not as deep and profound as they would be on Orbital FMQ Quilting Domination, but you get a grasp of it. Here we're just alternating the bowling pin and a small, normal, common loop. And now we're going to make something really beautiful. Yes, that is the fleur-de-lis with a bowling pin. So you can have a fleur-de-lis and then the bowling pin and move on. So this is going to be your 6th step on this beautiful, amazing skill set. Now, remember, this is like Stairway to Heaven. No, it's not like that. It's not like the song, not at all. But it is a staircase. It is a stairway. And then we have one more step to really master before moving on to the design we are here to achieve today. That is, I'm thinking if I could make it here, then here will be the design. I think that would be best. Yes, let us just erase this beautiful fleur-de-lis, giant one. And then, of course, you can make them like this. I don't like when they touch. So I'm going to erase that and do it again. Because on Orbital board, you can see, you can so easily simply erase what you did and didn't like. This is the 6th. And now this 7th step, am I counting right? Yes, it's going to be the wishbone, but I'm going to make a fluffy wishbone because I want one to cross over the other. So this one's going to cross here, and this one's going to cross there, and I'm going to be crossing those fluffy wishbones. And this is our 7th step in this stairway. Well, now we're reaching to the goal of this video and somewhat the goal of Orbital Free Motion Quilting Domination. There's so much more to Orbital Free Motion Quilting Domination than just the stairways to build skills and then have designs like this one. But this is one of the parts of this program. This is, we have new classes for over a year. So we go from this very much just a look design, and we go, and we're going to reach this point here, and we're going to continue that even further. But sometimes people think, wow, design, what do you have to do this? You know, how many designs? What I'm going to do with designs? Which designs are? This is just one of the possibilities with the loop movement, and the loop movement is one movement of the 8 movements we work with. So there's a lot of designs, there's a lot of skills, and even much more, because this is the goal of, let's say, 50% of the program, and then we go even further. But now you know that we do it in a progression way, slowly, and you're going to build skills effortless without even sweating about it. Let's move on to this beautiful design. So this design has a lot of crossing, has a lot of scale, has a lot of direction, a lot of placement. It's a complete design for you to show off your free motion quilting skills in a very beautiful design. And what we're going to do is start here on this tip, and we're going to make the first loop to the side. And then we're going to go down with a big fluffy loop. And then we're moving to this corner, making that fleur-de-lis with the bowling pin. And then we go up with a loop. And now we're going to reverse everything we already did. So the first thing I need to do is the fleur-de-lis on the corner, but now I'm making it reversed. And from here, I'm going to make this big loop here, and they're going to cross just like this quilt we have here. So big fluff loop here, and now go to the corner, to the side, I mean, and then cross it back to the top. So this is the skills we're going to have. I mean, this is the design, one of the many designs we can make by mastering these steps of those staircases. I didn't count how many were, but so far, just what you can see right now are 7 steps, 7 skills in this third floor. In this floor that is the third skill set we're building to make a design like this one, and like this one that you're seeing right now, like this one. So just for doing this, we have these 7 skills. So this is like the goal for kind of half of Orbital FMQ Motion Quilting Domination. And then we are continue doing even more structure and more variety of designs. And this is, remember, just one of the things we can do with loops. So it's 1/8 of a lot of things you can do. And the point here is, if you're not, well, this is just one example, of course, but I think you can picture the thing. But if you cannot do this slowly with happiness, if you cannot do these designs and be comfortable doing it and doing without sweating, or if you are in any of the steps I showed you today, well, you are a good candidate to join Orbital FMQ Motion Quilting Domination, because we're going to start from the zero, the base, the foundation, with just mastering the loop movement, and we're going to progress in a way that you can achieve designs, unthinkable designs if you think about it, in a smooth, precise, comfortable way. So this is one of the achievements you're going to have on Orbital FMQ Motion Quilting Domination. Of course, the link is in the description, and let me know what you think about this video, about this, if that progression makes sense for you. It is a big video, I know, and still is not with the much of detail we can give to each one of the skills, what you need to develop to which one of those steps. But I believe you get to get a grasp of that. And if you are in any of the steps and you want to improve your free motion quilting domination, I'll see you on the flip side.